What does it look like to be on mission for God? Maybe you get thoughts of Blues Brothers in your mind, and if that works for you, do that. But to be on mission for God, in particular, two things that I'm going to focus in on. Pray for God to rise up people to be on mission, to motivate them, to energize them inside their soul to go on mission for God. And two, be one who is energized in their soul to be on mission for God. Look, we see Matthew 8 and 9 at a kind of a high point in Jesus' ministry, or it looked like at a high point in Jesus' ministry, where he does 10 miracles in succession. He answers a question that somebody has. He also calls another disciple, Matthew. And twice it says that many people brought to him people that are demon possessed, that are hurting, that are sick, in order for Jesus to heal them. So on top of the 10, we have this unnumbered amount of people that he healed in succession. Jesus was God, but he was also human. That had to be tiring, it had to be overwhelming, because when he looked out over the crowd, because when a miracle after miracle after miracle happens, what do you think happens to the crowd? It grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. And he looked out, and I think he felt overwhelmed, because this is what he said. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion. This is a gut level, a deep compassion for people, because they were confused, they were hopeless, and they were helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. The religious leaders had such a tight grip on religion that people were just left in the dark. And they didn't have a leader. They didn't have anybody that was treating them with compassion or motivated to serve them and love them and to give them hope and to give them help. And he said to his disciples, "The harvest is great, but the workers are few. So pray to the Lord who is in charge of the harvest. Ask him to send more workers into his fields." And then in chapter 10, immediately, that's the last verse in chapter 9, first verse in chapter 10, he immediately instructs and trains up his disciples and sends them out to serve. This year, I want to be more focused on the mission that God has for your life and for the church. The body of people that he has uniquely put together. And here's what I believe. I believe that God has uniquely put this group of people together to be focused outward on the community rather than inward. The way that he has brought us together, the history that we have together, the fact that we don't have office hours, the fact that we don't gather in our building all that much, sets us up for being able to go out and be on mission in our communities, in our jobs, in our communities at large, in our neighborhoods, in our kids' activities, that we see everything that we do as God sending us out on his mission to help people, to give them hope, to serve them. Maybe we're not doing miracles like get up and walk, but miracles will come to people. Why? Because eternal life will be given to them. This is the mission that you have to that just get in your mind. Give eternal life away. The eternal life God has given you, that energy that is in your soul, give that energy, give that eternal life away. Give people hope that God will give it to them. Give them help that he will give it to them. Give them leadership so that they can see God do a miracle in their life and bring their soul from hopeless, helpless, dark, and lost into the eternal life that God gives. Pray. First of all, pray. God tells us, pray to the Lord of the harvest. The idea of that pray is beg, intensely beg. Beg him that he will raise up more workers for his harvest. Pray that. And then, number 2, be somebody on mission. Pray for yourself that you'll get that energy from your gut level and that compassion from your gut level for people. And that will turn into outward energy and outward action to serve people. And maybe it just simply starts with, how can I pray for you today? Maybe it simply starts with that. Pray for God to rise up people. Pray for God to rise up you. 2018. What if it's the year of mission? What if it's the year of us being trained up to go out and be on mission for God's kingdom? Will you be the one? Will you be one of the ones to go out and be on God's mission? Here's some tangible opportunities to be able to serve the community. H&R Block came to us and said, hey, look, we do these block parties. We're going to do 4 of them in Aurora and Republic. Coming up, we've got 2. January 27th, that's a week from Saturday, and February 3rd, that's 2 weeks from Saturday. We have opportunity to serve people in the community, to be able to connect with them and be able to start opening those doors into people's hearts and into people's souls to see how they might be hopeless and helpless and lost and confused, so that we can give away the eternal life that God has given us. Will you step up? Will you be motivated? Will you have compassion and be motivated and step up and to be able to serve in these opportunities, to give up 3, 4, 5 hours to come and serve the community around us, so that we can be able to connect with people and to be able to see people come and know the eternal life that God has given them? Will you be one to be able to step up and serve in this tangible way? And will you be one to pray? And will you be one to go and to live your life on mission for God's kingdom?